YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
I find him. You know, I like Chick Smooth. Chick Smooth is somebody I really enjoy listening to on YouTube because Chick just got an intellectual curiosity about things.
Yeah, we finally got action, you guys. About time. Listen, man, this is what I wanted yesterday. This is what I told you guys the game should do. Enough of the talking on interviews, enough of the talking on Instagram. Stop posting like you're cool with Kendrick. Stop all that nonsense because the fans can see right through it. The last couple of days, the game has showed us he's still the game. The man is still lying about certain things he does not have to lie about. After telling Stat Quo he does not have any issues with Kendrick.
The most impactful thing he said to me was he named a bunch of deceased rappers that we all know that we can no longer talk to. And he just was talking about how dangerous it gets. I think kind of like what Lupe said too. You know, how dangerous it gets for certain situations. And, you know, he's outside, no security, just game. You know what I'm saying? So it's never the artist. It's always the different entourages. He said he loved Kendrick, so it's not even a thing. So that's another thing. I don't like people, and I know you got to get your views, and I feel it, but there's no beef between Kendrick and Game. He reiterated that to me on the phone that he didn't know that Kendrick felt the way about that. He reiterated it, but now he said in retrospect he could see and understand it. But guess what? This is the bomb. This is one of the bombshells I'm going to drop here today. But he said when Kendrick did Power, and this is what he said. When Kendrick did Power, and they knew that 50 Cent was his arch nemesis, he didn't feel away. He felt like he enjoyed it. So he's like, I didn't care that Kendrick did Power. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? But that's what he said. You know, another thing that he wanted me to put out here, since I'm going down. The hoodie that he wore in the J-Rock video, the reason he zipped it up is because he got $10,000 to wear it. So that's why he was wearing that shirt. So everybody that held that grudge from him, he got paid money to wear the hoodie. You know what I'm saying? Niggas can't fuck with him lyrically. Just period. And he said niggas don't, all the motherfuckers, when people talk about lists and he not on the list, but he went up against Jay-Z. He went up against this one. He went up against that one, and he's still here. He's still here rapping, walking around, running his miles, living his life, lifting weights, living and breathing and eating good food. And I said, this was my rebuttal. I said, hey, well, the video shoot, he felt the way about that. He said, well, if I held grudges, like niggas held grudges against me, where would the West Coast be? He's like, there was a time where I was the only nigga out here. So if I was like that, when niggas was trying to do what they was doing, where would we be? Where would we all be?
He was caught on Instagram. Shout out to Chilling with Moni. She caught the game threatening to expose Kendrick and TDE. Game said those niggas aren't who they think they are. One day I'm gonna put the curtains down so you can see every clown in their circus. These are the words of a guy who's sick of somebody, and also the words of a guy who wants to get in the studio and make something shake. If I tell you that me and somebody have no beef, there's no bone in my body that wants to expose him or his camp. But if deep down I truly despise somebody, I'm jealous of that person, I want to see the downfall of that person, and I also fuck with that person's up, then yes, you're going to see me exhibit these kinds of behavior in public. Now, I do not want to take full credit of this. Some of you guys also said the same thing in the comments below. And also, shout out to the guys from the Rap Roundtable. They also echoed the same sentiments yesterday.
This Kendrick Lamar and Drake issue is like a HBO or Netflix series that just has seasons after seasons, side quests, different angles of the same story. Like you're getting the same storyline told from different people. And now with this storyline, we got the Game making another appearance. Of course, Game is a recurring character. And within this, the situation comes about whereas people have been wondering why Game and Kendrick Lamar had a falling out. There's been different stories. There's been different comments and bars thrown on Game's side and different individuals having opinions out west about the situation. But it comes to light through the homie shout out Stat Quo, where he, through Top Dog, verifies that the video shoot where Drake was out in Compton, that 100 song that happened, maybe 10 years ago, I don't even remember. Throwing some darts at Kenny is what led to the stress in the relationship between Game and Kendrick Lamar. Now we've known that Game has made some comments, and if you ask me as an observer in this rap thing, it seems as though Game has always had a bit of an issue, or not always, but recently had an issue with Kendrick's status as the #1 guy out west. And I think there's times where it's a little bit of double talking from Game, where he wants that lyrical fade, and other times he wants peace. And I think this is just another episode of that, because in the midst of Stat Quo revealing that, what led to the issues with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, Game is on social media commenting about certain things in relation to. Game is clarifying stories, mentioning entourages and things of that nature. This whole thing is a mess. So for me, the East Coast guy, if there's real feelings involved and there's real emotions involved and it's all about rap, if you feel froggy, Game, do what you used to do. Get in the booth, round 400 bars about Kenny, and let's get to that. Like, let's, all the tap dancing, all the drama, all the trying to be politically correct, throw that out the window. Let's get to the bars.
Well, last night, the Game's longtime bodyguard, G Magic, after he posted this clip of Glessis Malone debating if the Game would ever battle Kendrick.
Trust me, like, one thing I don't even think is if Dot wouldn't be scared to battle Game, just like Game wouldn't be scared to battle Dot, but Game not gonna do that because he like that shit look crazy.
He went on to post this. Hey, not to piss anyone off, but the Game is in the studio. Laughing emoji. Now, here's the thing. Whatever the Game is recording, I don't think it's going to be a flat-out Kendrick Lamar diss. However, obviously I could be wrong. I think it's going to be a record where the Game is talking about West Coast politics. There's going to be a lot of TDE shots. He's going to mention a lot of people in TDE or affiliated with TDE that we don't even know about. This is going to be the record where the Game, just like he said, pulls the curtains down. Everybody that's in TDE that's been talking about the Game lately, people like Keem, MacWap, yeah, you guys are probably going to be dissed on this record. Whenever the Game decides to put out this record, this is going to be 4,000 bars of pain. He'll also probably rap about how he has no issues with Kendrick and how he never knew him and Drake really had beef like that. It's basically going to be a mix of the Game talking his shit, claiming to be the king of West Coast and the one that put everybody on, which then leads me to believe that the Game is trying to set a trap for Kendrick. This is the Game's bait song. It's going to be a Kendrick Lamar, come outside if you dare. Just like I told you guys yesterday as well, the Game has at least 10 different Kendrick Lamar diss records in the tuck. If you're the Game, you're probably staring down the end of your career, so why not go out with a bang? Since you've been wanting to prove that you can rap and you can rap better than everybody else on the West Coast, this is probably the only way you can prove it. So, whatever his bodyguard G Magic heard in that studio, he knows it's going to be some shit that's going to shake up the West Coast. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of the Game's bodyguard confirming that Game is actually in the studio right now? Do you guys think Game is brave enough to crack off of this record going at Kendrick? Or is he going to take shots at the other guys in TDE? Or shit, maybe the Game is gearing up to drop another album. You guys get in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel. It's time to go to war, guys. I'll see you guys later, man.